I know in certain Asian cultures, it's polite to burp right after a meal. I've heard that.
You're close. It's polite to fart as you come. It's polite.
Is that it? It's way off.
It's Welcome to the reunited DLP agenda.
We're back, baby.
Thank you for your patience last week. We hope you enjoy one of the most hilarious / disgusting episodes from Storytime with Tommy Simbazo, usually behind a Patreon paywall. One of the funniest things we've ever recorded. And last week, fell ill, couldn't do it. You were out of town. We figured, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just put out a story time. Everybody dug it. So if you enjoyed that, story time, Tommy Simbazo, every once a month.
Yeah, well, we have two in the can. Maybe I'll put one up this week, actually. So yeah.
Since we did one that went out to the masses, maybe we should put another one up.
Let's do that. You know what? We'll go ahead and make that happen. Yeah, I was supposed to have I was coming back from Colorado last Monday, and then I was supposed to have my surgery on the 31st. Didn't happen. We'll get to all that, the reason why. And I will tell you why I had a lollipop in down on my palm for 20 minutes in a dark room in Colorado. I'll explain why we did that. I got a lot of stuff today, guys. I don't think I've told you any of this.
We've missed you.
No.
We haven't gotten into a lot of it. So you have tales from the road. I have tales from the bottle.
Well, we have trivia stuff.
Yeah, when I wrote the stuff I want to talk about today, a lot of them were about Rob.
Yeah,
real quick, I will
we're
tell.
shitting on Rob.
Yeah, let me tell you real quick. We had what's the name of our waiter at trivia? Do you know this guy?
I believe his name was Connor.
He's an awkward guy. Doesn't know how to make jokes. Okay. But my favorite, first of all, Rob ordered a chicken sandwich yesterday.
Grilled chicken sandwich.
Okay, pretty basic sandwich.
Now, he asked him what question? What question did he ask him?
Did he ask Rob?
He asked Rob once he ordered the
about the order.
Oh, I hope he did. How do you like your chicken?
That's right.
Cooked thoroughly?
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
that's what. Yes.
Not only
you're
was that-
kidding. 100%.
That's a chicken, unlike steak, is past fair.
Right.
He goes,
I made that exact
He
point.
goes, I like my
you.
chicken rare. And he looks at Robbie and goes, you look like you have a weak stomach.
He said that. Everyone's got a weak stomach when it comes to uncooked chicken.
Right.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it's this guy. He's a guy. He wants to be. I guess he wants to be funny. He's a waiter, so he's trying to appeal, but he doesn't really know how to do it. Our friend Jack's wife Jamie came with us as well, and she goes, "Do you have unsweetened iced tea?" And he said, "No." She goes, "Oh, well, I'll have and he goes, "No, I'm just kidding. We have it."
Jesus.
I go, what kind of a joke?
Why? Well, can I just put my order in? Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
There's a guy in my grocery store. Shout out Crawls, but they hire a lot of teenagers there, and for the most part, the best case scenario, aloof.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this effing D&D nerd behind the counter. You could tell.
Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy, this is the guys that gives your people a bad name.
Your people.
And your people. And I'm in line, and I had my plastic basket, and I went to reach back and put it underneath. I was done using. He goes, "Watch out for that pit." I go, "What?" I'm making a joke. There isn't one. I'm like, I thought there was a 20-foot deep well that I'm gonna fall on fucking bamboo spikes.
Now
you don't want to risk it. You're gonna look out for it.
Of course. I'm like, what the hell? Why would he say that?
Yeah.
We wanted trivia yesterday.
We dominated.
We won. I'm only going to tell one question, which I love because shout out to Maddie. She's
love you, Maddie.
So,
by the way, the week before when I wasn't there and you did show up because we didn't have the show.
Yeah.
You said that your team name was Rob Has Cancer.
Yeah.
And then Maddie looked and I wasn't there. And she's like, "Is he okay?"
Yeah. And I go, "No, he
talk about jokes that aren't that funny."
He does okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is she had to read that team name because we didn't win. We finished fourth. But anyway, we've already talked about Maddie. She has very, very easy questions. And she also...
The questions have gotten harder, but the grading's gotten easier.
The grading is if you guess, if the question is a year, if you come within 40 years, you're fine, right? Okay. I told you last week, the question was, what's illegal in Hollywood only on Halloween? The answer is silly string. We said candy cigarettes. She gave us a point.
Sure.
She goes, it probably is. This one was my favorite of all the easy grading. The question was, who loaned Hugh Hefner $1,000 to start Playboy?
Oh, I would guess Hugh Hefner's father.
Okay. That also is what I guessed. His father.
Hefner Sr.
What's the opposite of father?
Mother.
Well, that's the right answer.
Really?
But we said father, and she wrote, well, they probably had the same bank account.
This is the
and
greatest trivia I've ever heard.
What was the opposite of what we said ended up being correct. So shout out Maddie. We won a $30 gift certificate.
Great name, by
Yeah,
the way.
that's right.
Maybe second only to a team name for the Maryland Alzheimer's Association Walk for Alzheimer's, which I did this past weekend, Saturday morning. They had team names. One of the team names that I had to go through and read, like donors and people that had raised a lot of money. I said, there's Team Terry and the Purple Warriors, and there's one that says, "Out of my fucking mind." What? It's on the paper. I'm reading for 1,000 people. Whoops! It's the name of the team. It says "Out of my F." Star.
So you didn't say
Okay.
it, right?
No,
But you
I
caught
looked,
yourself.
I looked at the lady next to me like, should I say? I mean, A, if there's a cuss word in it. B, it's kind of an Alzheimer joke.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like I don't want to read in an Alzheimer walk
yeah.
of
You
my.
can't even clean it up.
None of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I can't. She goes,
I'm completely in my mind.
Go ahead, just skip that one. Like I was gonna.
Yeah.
Where
was
am
gonna-
I? Is
Yeah.
the name.
God, man, I was like, okay, I guess these
Well,
guys got
Who are you?
Yeah.
good senses of humor.
We were the weak stomachs last night.
Yes, we were. We
Thanks,
were the
thanks
week.
to
Shout
Connor.
out Connor.
Brittany's
And
making me laugh. She goes,
we
next week you
dominated.
show up, you can't be in, and it has to go. The team name needs to be Rob had cancer.
Cancer 1, Rob 0.
Oh yeah. Oh, name one friend of yours that's no longer going to be attending these trivia nights. Rob, that's a point.
Yeah. Well, I'll just tell the story. So I arrive in look, I'm kind of dumb. So I just assume that I have health insurance that, this is why you have it.
It
So
covers.
cancer.
cancer.
It covers things,
Right.
right?
You'd think,
Yeah.
not a vanity project.
Right. So I arrive in Colorado, and there's a nice hour and a half shuttle I take from Denver to Estes Park. It's straight up. We'll get to my altitude sickness later, but I booked the shuttle. I'm only one on it, so they lost money that day. But I was like, okay, I got the whole thing to myself. And luckily, the guy, the driver, not a talker. I was like, oh yeah,
Nice.
you're my
Peaceful
guy.
ride.
That's what I want, right?
Let's jump on FanDuel.
Yep. This is the conversation. How long's the drive? Hour and a half. Cool.
Great.
Then next time we talk, here I am. So
You love that. You know who hates that? John Muma. John Muma will see to it that you're going to talk to him.
Joe's the talker.
I
We
am
Too.
saw
too,
that
yeah.
in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Holy shit. If you
Yeah.
never listened to the original DLP Agenda Patreon episodes about Las Vegas, just know that Joe and our friend John, they're not going to let that driver remain quiet. Me, on the
Nope.
other hand, if I get a mute, I'll pay him double.
Thank you. We're in the same boat. We
Yeah.
should travel together more often.
Done.
So I get an email from Kaiser Permanente. It's one of these encrypted message emails. You got to sign in.
Sure.
And it says the estimate of your costs. And now this is a 2-part surgery. There's this skin cancer on the bridge of my nose. I'm pointing on the left side, and it's the cancer you want to get, basal cells, whatever it's called. It's the one you want. They literally tell you that if you have to get one. But then there's the second part of this, because it's close to my eye. There's going to be plastic surgery. They're literally going to put me under. They might have to take like a piece of skin from the back of my ear and graft it on there. So it's a little more involved than just the actual surgery itself. Like if the surgery was just on my thigh or something, or on my forearm.
Yeah, like with my navel, I thought
Right.
they were just going to like stuff it. So at the end, like, no, you actually need plastic surgery because we got to build you this thing. So it's the same thing. Need to build you.
Right. But if it was in a place that's less, you're worried about a scar, the Mohs surgeon herself would have just done it.
Yeah.
So it would have been all done in that
Got it.
day. Right. So I get the estimate of the costs, and it's $9,000.
Jesus.
And I'm like, whoa, hold on.
What is it? An $80,000 surgery?
It's $12,000, but all my insurance is I'm responsible for most of it. So I'm like,
What? It's
okay,
not,
hold on.
it's not cosmetic. You
This you need. To
Yeah.
get
Yeah, that's
this.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so,
You're not getting a penis girthening.
but
have
then by
that?
that time, the time difference, I can't call. I'm in the middle of the mountains. I don't have
Mhm.
signal. By the time I get there, it's past 9 to 5 East Coast. So I'm like, I try to call. It's closed till Monday. So now I'm just, what, really? $9,000? Now look, if that's what it costs, that's what it costs. But I feel like that doesn't sound right.
That sounds very expensive, especially considering like I'll just give
Mhm.
you some numbers from my surgery.
Yeah.
That I got the umbilical hernia surgery done. The only thing that kind of annoyed me was I kind of got piecemealed with the bills. Like it's going to be $600. It's actually an additional $700.
Sure.
Oh, that's just the surgery. You need to now pay for the plastic surgery. That's $2,400. By the time it was all said and done, I think I was in for $3,900. But the procedure and everything else, according to what I got to believe on their sheet, was just over 18 grand.
Okay.
So
What's your deductible?
the vast majority, $2,000.
See, that's where we have a difference.
Okay.
Because I have to go provide my own health insurance. For me to get a deductible at that, I'd have to spend $800 a month.
Jesus, yeah.
So we'll get to that later. So I can't call Monday. I'm traveling. And so it's Tuesday morning. You know, it's a pain in the ass. I get home at midnight. I got to get up at 6 a.m. My mom takes me down there. You know, classic miscommunication. The appointment's at 8:15. I want to get there at 8. So I say, let's get there at 8. She thinks, well, the appointment's at 8. Let's get there at 7:30. I'm like, no, but she drives slow. She's old. So we got there on time. Anyway, So I say to the doctor, who I have a good rapport with from the one time we met, I say, now, I know this isn't really your department, but it is my understanding, and I'm saying this correctly. When we met first, you said you would be more comfortable handing off the plastic surgery portion of this to an actual plastic surgeon. It's not me just wanting to do that out of vanity. Is that correct? And she goes, yeah. I go, because they're saying it's going to be $9,000. And she's like, well, hold on. I've never heard that before.
Sounds
but again,
pricey.
but I don't handle the money, so I don't really know. But that does seem like a lot. And then she's like, well, you know, you probably want to get this figured out. I'm about to put a hole in your nose.
Yeah. You need to get this.
So
taken care
why
of.
don't you call? And I'm like, okay. So then I call this one number. And I finally get through, and they say, well, my deductible is $6,700. My max out of pocket is $9,100.
Wow.
And then so then they come back in. I'm like, okay, I guess we just got to do it. And then she's like, well, call this number because we want to make sure that they're not counting that as a separate surgery. It's really the second part of the one procedure. It's not a separate thing. It's not out of cosmetics, not out of vanity. And I'm like, so there's this cost sharing number. So I go through all that thing. And then I'm just like, do I really want to do this now? I'm still confused if there's a mistake. And now look, I can afford it, but I just, I don't want to feel like I'm getting screwed.
Don't want to pay too much, and you're going to go to another doctor a year from now. Hey, that nose is sealing up real nice. You got discussing money. It's like, oh my God, you paid $6,000 too much, and the door locked behind you. Like, there's got to be other options.
Well, we'll get to that. So then I'm like, maybe we should just look. They gave me the instructions, this whole video about after you have this procedure, what you can't do. And it's a lot. Like
smell.
They say, no, I mean like physically.
Okay, gotcha.
Like don't vacuum, right? So I'm like,
no problem.
Don't put a vacuum up.
I knew Joe would make that joke.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have a Katie?
Right.
Got it.
But my point is, I am about to drive 20 hours that week and do 3 shows.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly like, doing a decathlon, but it's more strenuous than just sitting in your house.
But you
doing
also
nothing.
emote with your face on stage quite a bit. You're not Todd Barry.
Well, that's
you do.
My point is, that's not really what I should be doing. Is going out and doing these gigs a day after this surgery. So is this the right time? Should I even be doing this now anyways? If I want to be able to actually tend to it and dress the wound and do this and soak it and do all this crap.
You need to look for a time when you have 3 weeks off,
which
right?
is why I'm thinking, you know what? My January is pretty open. So
Dude,
then I'm like,
I say hold off for those 7 weeks.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, then I'll look, because now you can get a new plan and the marketplace is open. Health Connection, Maryland. So I'm like, maybe I have a shit plan. So then I look into like, if I up the plan, all right, now I pay $550 a month instead of $340, and then I save $1,000. I'm doing the math on that. That doesn't make sense. Then I'm like, well, if I do it now, it is a tax expense. It helps my taxes for next year. But if I do it in January, I've hit my max out of pocket right off the bat for the year. In January,
everything then is covered.
Exactly.
You're all set.
And then I'm like, do I go to another place? But then I'm like, if I go to another, healthcare provider, I'm starting all over.
You have to start all the paperwork over, all that.
They're going to want to see me again. It's all going to be.
And you can't miss out November, December money. I mean, it's usually a high money portion of the year. People are traveling. What do you want to do? We got 10 relatives to entertain. There's a comedy club up the road. Oh my God, the guy from Anchorman's there. Holiday parties, corporate parties. Right after the new year, for those that aren't familiar with the business of comedy, shit dries up. January,
also,
February are some slow months.
Have you considered reaching out to a fan of the show, Dr. Gill, and saying, hey, is there anything?
Yeah, I mean, I did think about that.
I got my hair cut at this lady's house during the pandemic. Maybe you could take you in the guest room.
I just, if that's what it costs, that's what it costs. It just seems like, I guess if you just have insurance on your own, you can't get a deductible that's not crazy like that without spending, I'm not going to spend $750 a month. I just do the math.
What if I told you from now up until March, I'd be willing pay-wise for murder mysteries to dock Tommy and Eric's pay?
Done.
Just a little bit.
Done.
Just
Done. You know
a
what?
sliver.
Can we dock Katie's pay as well?
Oh, yeah. She doesn't get paid. So, well,
Joe, you tell her.
yeah, so you have the.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't want to derail your story too terribly quickly. We do.
I have funny stuff too.
We never added this to the itinerary for the evening. Do you have any idea how everything went last weekend with Friday and Saturday? Because you were not a part of our DLP weekend.
Just from text and hearing everybody and reading some comments on social media, it sounded like it went fantastic.
Pretty damned good.
Yeah, proud of you guys.
Pretty damned good. Thank God, because it's one of those things where like, all right, we're not fucking off because Rob's not here. We got to take it seriously.
I will say it's stressful when Rob isn't there.
It is stressful.
Well, it's more stressful for me because I have to. I got to get there. I got to remember everything. I got to set everything up. I'm also doing that crowd purr, which I'd never done before. Right,
Yes.
I'm doing that.
You only did one times. It was minor.
Oh, I'm also in it.
You did good job.
I'm also
died real good.
Giving out the roles and then also being in it. And there was a lot on your plate.
But then, of course, Robbie's like, "Hey, I need you to turn the lights out." And I'm like, "Okay." So I got to run all the way up there. I'm turning the lights out. But anyway, it was at the end. This is how old I am. I'm so sore from standing.
Yeah, just from standing. The blood pooled in your legs.
Yeah. Listen, this is true. I was talking to Uncle Frank. This is Jason Minzer, who got married this weekend. I got a couple stories from that for later. But anyway, I was sitting there talking to Uncle Frank, and I noticed as I was sitting there talking to him, as the minutes started to go by, I was shifting my feet right to left because I was so goddamn sore from just standing there.
I've had that happen.
I had to literally put weight on different feet. It's not good.
I've done that too.
Got to shift. Yeah. On car rides, I got to do the same thing. I got to try and stretch my leg to pop my knee and hip.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Do I believe in ghosts?
I believe in that. There's some spirits with unfinished business stuff. Something that didn't make it into the next realm, the next plane. There's some unexplainable shit.
Because I was in the most haunted place in the entire country, I think you would say, at least in terms of people have ghost stories.
Kim's Crypt.
It was the Stanley Hotel.
Okay.
In Estes Park, Colorado.
Shining.
Yes. It's where Stephen King had the most vivid, terrifying nightmare that he said he's ever had in his life. And that's where he began writing The Shining and started mapping out. At that point, he'd written 2 books. Neither had been made to a movie. They later became movies. I think Carrie and something else.
Mm-hmm.
But he was not by any means, very successful at that point. And it's a fascinating hotel just in itself. The guy who owned it, that the Rockefellers would show up, their Vanderbilts. Literally, the hotel was the guest house.
Are you a good tour attendee?
It's like this tour, I'm not usually am, but this was actually very interesting. And I'm a guy that's not curious. So,
because a bad one, a tour can. No. I've done a couple of tours in my time. I've been to Graceland. I did the Grand Canyon one. I did the one that went completely south with the autistic woman in Tokyo who swore she could speak Japanese, and she just did an insulting accent. One person can ruin an entire tour.
Sure.
Well, you get the person ask 1,000 fucking questions and makes it last forever.
We had a private tour.
Nice.
See, Dave's all his siblings shown up. I believe there's 4 of them. Maybe there's 5. I can't. And they're significant others. So they were all from Missouri. The Chiefs were playing at the Broncos that week.
Oh,
so they lost. Damn. So they were going to that and then going to the game.
Shit game.
But it's fun to be in the cold, 20 degrees, and watch your team get their ass kicked by one of the worst teams in the league. But whatever. So we just had a private tour. And first of all, the altitude is no joke. It's not just Denver. It's way up from that. So I was struggling. I realized I did not drink enough
water. Going
water.
upstairs.
I was out of breath doing stand-up.
A ton of MMA fighters train in Denver, Colorado, and they go to Big Bear, California because of the altitude. They build up all these red blood cells. They're tired as shit. So then they go back down to sea level to fight, and they could fight for 2 hours and never get tired. They train in those altitudes.
I didn't get to that point.
Yeah, never made it there. Yeah. Still working on your jab.
The tour guide, she starts it with, if you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy, let me know. I'll get you some water. But I have to tell you this. If you do pass out, I have to, by law, call an ambulance. And I don't want to do that. There's a lot of paperwork. Someone in our group asks, how often does that happen? What was the answer?
How often are the tours? Every day?
Several a day.
Several a day.
They were constantly.
Times every week.
Once a week.
Once a week. I was going to say weekly.
And now I'm I don't feel that well to start.
What's
And
the
I'm
paperwork?
the youngest person here. I can't be the one.
Can we
that
start the paperwork?
Yeah. So anyway, there's tons of ghost stories. There's the fucking maid that worked there for 50 years. She dies. She comes in the next day and still does all the chores. If you stay in this one room, she'll put your shoes out. Everyone has a million ghost stories. So fast forward.
The ghost of my still
Yes.
alive uncle will play with my dick while I sleep.
After the show, at this point, I had been slipped an edible, 10 grams. I only have a quarter. Who knows what the math is on that? But I'm a
Right.
lightweight. So I've had a few drinks. And
I slipped.
Yes.
Somebody handed it to you. You
Yes,
ate it. Okay.
exactly. So
The MC Roofie.
the staff is like, go to the concert hall. That's where we always, Lucy, this is this ghost. And you have a lollipop in her hand and she'll take it out of the wrapper. Okay. All right. So me and Dave and his publicist, Beth, and 3 or 4 people from the staff, we go in there and I'm feeling a little something, right?
You are.
So yes.
Scared?
A temperature
No.
drop
I'm
and
feeling,
energy.
I got the
Oh, from
edible
the
and
edible.
the whiskey.
Okay,
I'm
got
having
it.
a good time.
You're
We had
talking intoxicant.
2 great shows.
Got
I thought a fantastic.
So they give you the lollipop that you're supposed to put in your left hand. I don't know why it has to be in the left hand. Why open it and start sucking on it?
Okay.
And they're like, that's Lucy's lollipop. So I've already fucked it up, right?
Great. Way to
I've
go.
already pissed off the ghost.
She's
Cancel
fucking-
Lucy.
Exactly.
Some dejected
Yes.
girl who's in
What
a sheet
flavor?
in the other
Yeah.
room.
I don't know. So a lollipop, by the way, it's round and your hand isn't flat. And if you're holding it, it's going to shake.
Yeah.
So people kept saying, I feel it moving. Well, of course
Yes.
you fucking
But no,
feel it
just
moving.
hold your hand out with
Exactly.
They
nothing
have
in it.
contests where you
It's-
try to hold
yes.
your hand as still as
Right.
possible.
So then they pull out an app. There's a spirit
Oh,
app. I'm like, is anyone going to
This is
stop this?
not
Right?
real.
Are we all just doing this? And they're asking the app questions and it's answering. But if someone else has the same app, it's giving a different answer. I'm like, the ghost doesn't have Wi-Fi. What the fuck's happening?
Yes,
right?
this is a 5G Phantom.
We're in a dark room. I'm holding this for 20 minutes, right? And somebody keeps going, Lucy, you are loved. You are loved. So I say,
I hate you, bitch.
I
You
know,
eat the-
almost. I say, what if Lucy wasn't loved?
Oh,
They're
no.
going, hey, don't say that. I'm like,
Don't
"That's what
say
I
that.
know. I
Whoa,
don't
stop
know.
the-
I thought maybe she wasn't loved, and that's how we get a hold of her. I don't fucking know.
We
Are
got
we really
this
doing
chick
this?
off.
Yes.
She's every day they
Right.
love her.
They were
Like,
there
oh my
for
God.
7 hours.
Yeah. Never saw a ghost. Never saw Lucy. My lollipop. People kept. It fell over. Of course, it fucking fell over. It
Yeah.
can't not fall over.
You can't
right?
keep your hand out
Yes.
that long.
So that was my ghost. I never saw a ghost. I wish I did. I wish I
Yeah.
did.
They turn the temperature down 10
Yeah.
degrees. I feel a chill in
Yeah.
here. Yeah, the fucking thermostat's down.
But we did have an incident at the office trivia show. I did.
Nice crowds.
Great crowds.
Okay.
Well, this was the most drunk crowd we've ever had. Now, keep in mind, it's Saturday night before Halloween. Most people are staying in the hotel. It snowed. It's like, this is when you want to get drunk. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So, and if you are, you're probably going to die either way. So at the end of the show, there's 2 teams, 2 people from each team. They reenact a scene from the show. And I'm going to explain how it works so you can see how not complicated it is. Whoever's in first place, you get to pick which of the 2 scenes you would like to do.
Okay.
And then teams in second place, you get to pick the order in which you would do the scenes.
Got
it. Mhm.
So team 1 picks the scene, which means the other team takes the other scene.
Got it.
The other team then picks the order. Now, the second team, the guy, ridiculously drunk. He's playing Kevin. He doesn't know when we're rehearsing. When do I talk? It says Kevin. It's in boldface, by the way. If you're
Yeah.
Kevin and if you're someone else, that's in boldface. How do I know when to talk? It's
follow.
reading. I don't know how to explain it. to you, right?
Fuck-upable.
All right. So
And yet here we are.
here we are. So the other team, I think we've got it all figured out. And the guy, I say, go in the back, rehearse, because we had a makeshift green room, so it was loud. We couldn't really talk next to the stage. We were curtained up, basically. And so the guy comes back and he's like, hey, I don't understand. Who's Kevin? I said, well, in your scene, the one you picked, I'm playing Kevin. And in the other scene, that guy's playing Kevin. He goes, yeah, that guy thinks he's Kevin. I go, he is Kevin in that scene, but in your scene, I'm Kevin. So we're going at the same time? No, we're not going at the same time.
2 separate scenes.
That's not how. Okay. Your scene is this
Hey,
one.
I have a feeling this guy's going to lose.
You know that you picked. I fucking wish. Right.
Oh,
So at one point, I may have said what he said that I said, which was, I'm not sure what you're misunderstanding. Because I literally.
So you're mad.
I'm a little
You're beginning to
frustrated.
get frustrated.
Yes.
A couple of fuck ups is funny, and
Yes.
sometimes it's even good for the murder mysteries, for the office trivia.
Right.
But when you begin to talk in circles,
But you're not on stage during this.
No.
Yeah.
But then we go to bring them up, and I did fuck this up. I did bring him up prematurely. I brought him up first when he's supposed to go second, but then I explained that it shouldn't have been a big deal. So fuck, I hope he didn't delete these because he shit on me. He said,
Oh, is this a review?
no, well, Dave had tweeted about it, or his
Okay.
publicist has, and I think he might have deleted his fucking things. He probably did, that motherfucker. He said, love the show, but Rob was a dick to me at the end. Used the word dick.
well, you weren't getting it.
I said, glad you love the show. And he said, he deleted what he said, so I can't read. And I was literally trying to understand what you were confused about. Wasn't trying to be a dick. Sorry if it came off that way. Then he goes, well, it makes you feel, you made me feel like I was a chore. Well, you
Well,
were.
you
Yeah.
were. You kind of were.
Then he posts a video. This is me killing despite Rob's apathy.
God. Okay.
So, by the way, the reason they won, because the other guy couldn't speak, and your buddy who was Asian was playing Kelly, and that's sort of funny,
Yeah.
the fucking, Japanese dude
Mhm.
and playing Kelly. That's why you won, okay?
Yeah. So this is a guy with
Right.
no accountability.
because
No
he's nailing
accountability
it.
for his.
I thought he would wake up the next day and realize, oh, I was drunk.
Boy, I
realized
really was
that
tripping
so
over my
easy.
dick on
But
there.
no, he's still mad about it, and he won. I'm like, why are you fucking
What did he
mad?
win? Concert tickets to see you?
He won Ghost Stories with Lucy. He won a lollipop.
I
Now
can't
you won
believe
some extra merch.
I didn't write this down. Next to, we have a little run sheet, and we knew that we were going to be talking about some audience member getting a little fired up at you.
Yeah.
Do you know that this past Sunday, I also hosted a game show
Uh-oh.
and was also talked to by one of the attendants?
Nice.
And I have photos right here.
Hell yeah.
And I'll tell you exactly what happened. We had a gathering of Mudge's family for a 60th birthday. And I say, God damn it, we're playing the feud. They
Love
want
it.
a game. Let's do
this
the
is your
feud.
family.
This is the family. And we're going to do, and there's the setup. There's
Okay.
the family there. Okay. There they all are.
Mhm.
It's a 60s themed 60s birthday party.
No, what did you have to buy to do the feud?
We had to build the signs for the names.
Okay.
We have Family Feud, the card game. We just used
Okay.
that. And we have one of those Staples buttons.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones you can
And
hit.
whoever
I
hits it
pitched
first.
several times, and every time they said yes, but it's never happened. The 98 Rock Family Feud.
And this, I was crushing.
Okay.
And they were crushing. And
All
a raucous.
yes.
After this, we got to do one.
Okay.
So, one of the questions, and this individual right here, who you can already see,
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
a bit of a piece of
Oh,
work.
yeah.
Okay.
Not pleasant.
Oh, can't wait to tell you who that is. Can't wait to tell you who that is. Where one of the questions was, all right, here we go. We're going to start with the team one over here. I don't want to give out their last names. We're going to start with the first team here. We asked 1,000 people if they would please name the following. What's something that you hear in the basement that you pray it's not? A serial killer, Justin. All right, let's see.
Mhm.
Serial killer. Ding, 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 ding. Number one on the board. That's it. They get to go ahead and play.
Mhm.
We start going down the line one
Mhm.
by one. Let's hear a pipe leak. Hey, there we go. Number three. They get to them
Mhm.
right there.
Oh no.
And they go, a refugee. I'm like, whoa, what?
What?
She goes,
Refugee
no,
guy?
that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Because you saw my eyes get wide. What did she mean to say instead of refugee?
Okay.
What did she mean to say?
A
Refuse?
fugitive?
Nope. What did she mean to say instead of
A-
something that you hear in the basement that you pray that it isn't?
A referee.
She said refugee, but no, that's not what she meant. That's not what she meant.
The Bee Gees?
The
No.
Fugees.
Nope.
Ref.
A white person.
Nope.
Does it
Ref-
sound like refugee? Is it a similar
Nearby.
meaning?
It's
Frisbee.
nearby.
It's a frisbee.
I'll tell you. She goes, no, I didn't mean to say refugee. I meant immigrants.
Oh, in that case, number one answer.
What the fuck?
Was it on there?
No, it was not on there. No, just a bunch of people looking to come to America for a better life.
Hey, man,
and they snuck into their basement.
And I think she's thinking of the Holocaust where you had to hide the
Oh,
Jews, right?
God.
But I will say,
A lot of Holocaust answers on Family Feud.
in her defense, you don't want immigrants down there.
I mean, they need
You want them
help.
upstairs with you.
Hey, guess who that is?
She looks like an immigrant, actually.
Well, no, she looks like a landlord, and that's who gave us the place in Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah,
buddy.
You might need to listen to Patreon.
You're going to want to circle back
Details
and
for
find
that.
out. My God. And this moment afterward,
Somebody shit in a closet.
this was right after the incident happened. And as
Man.
the whole family is having a laugh, we're moving on. We're like, oh my God,
Hold on.
everyone's laughing.
That's her name?
No, she was wearing someone
Oh,
else's
okay,
badge
gotcha.
because
We
some
don't need to
people
know
didn't
her
show
name.
up. But yes, I go over to the food table and I'm making myself, and people like, hey, that was great. That was awesome. Oh man, I can tell you're an entertainer. Oh, you can talk by trade. Fork tongue you. And I feel a tug on the sleeve. And I turn around and I witness her cross her arms and look at me. She goes, you know that's not what I meant. I'm like, well, you corrected yourself to something worse. I don't know. Well, you know that's not what I meant either. I'm like, you corrected yourself.
I'd be like, well, what do you
Is
mean?
there
Yeah.
a third
I-
worse option?
We don't want the third.
I
We
don't
know the
want it.
pattern here.
It's
Yeah.
going down.
Whatever you meant, tell me, and I'll tell everybody right now.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody know
I'll make an
what it was.
announcement.
Are you playing the game in protest?
What's even worse? You know what I meant. People of color. Like, no, because it was only getting more awful as we went. So
Man, you've
That's,
never had a successful interaction with her.
None.
They've all
Never.
been bad.
Wow.
not good.
Yeah.
So they're now having another one at the family Christmas party in a month and a half. It
I
went
can't
so
wait for
good,
that.
and it's at her place.
She wants to have it. She probably wants to make up for what happened.
No. The one of the other matriarchs of the family want to have it,
Mhm.
and everyone's like, "Let's do it." Justin, you're host, and it's at her house, and she's gonna be staring a hole through me, closet shitting, fight getting, card counting, and awful answer given. She is not into me.
I kind of like her. Let's take a break. When we come back, I think I met the richest woman I've ever met in my life on the plane back from Colorado.
Taylor
Be right
Swift.
back.
Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Justin from the DLP Agenda here, sending some love my way to my favorite member of the Rice, Murtha, and Pesaurus legal team, Mr. Randolph Rice himself. I think I'm a man while I sip out of this snifter of brandy, stretching out half-dressed on this alpaca rug, 75% alpaca. The other 25%, it's asbestos, which leads me to believe I've got a personal injury case that I could hit up my boy toy with. That's right, Randolph Rice, the leader of the squad, double R-rated lawyer superstar, the undefeated, undisputed, reigning, defending legal champion who's going to step into the squared circle of that judge's courtroom, and the next thing you know, your case and the opposition, you're going through a flaming table of raw sexual financial satisfaction. I want you to look up the entire team right now at Rice Murtha Pesaurus by going to ricelawmd.com/. That's ricelawmd.com/.
The agenda.
I should have got her name, but look, I was sitting in first class. I got a good deal.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I know I'm talking about the bill for the health insurance, but if anyone saw my Facebook or my tweet about it or Instagram about it, I saved $750 on that ticket from getting it early. So which is
Got it.
basically half off. So anyway, I'm on the way back. This woman sits next to me. I should have got her name because we started talking about, where just small talk. Said I live in Annapolis. She goes, oh, know Annapolis quite well. Two of my great grandfathers were the governor of Maryland.
Jesus.
Ooh,
Okay.
Like William Donald Shaver?
And that's why I should have got
Marvin
her name.
Mandel.
And I should have got her name. And I think it's farther back that. So she knows all about Annapolis. We start talking. And
Are you familiar with Calvert County? It's his county. Like, oh.
she says she now has a ranch in Wyoming. She told me her ex-husband, think of the most pretentious, only a rich person would have this job.
He's a philanthropist.
He
Dad
was.
is
I'll give you. I'll give you. a
He's
hint.
summers. He does a vacation.
It's in the world of. It's in the athletic realm, if you will.
It's a team owner?
He owns a sports venue.
Commissioner.
Something a hobby that maybe you could turn professional at that only a rich person. would do.
Sailboats. A professional sailor.
You're in the same. It's not on water, but you're in the
Polo.
yes. My husband, former professional polo player.
Oh,
a
my
professional
God.
polo
Yes,
player. We were
right.
swinging the mallets on the
Yes.
horses.
So she's single.
No, her ex-husband. She's got a new husband.
Oh, sorry, Rob.
Hackman
So-
rode darts.
What was she doing? Keeping along the same theme, she was going to go to Maryland and then drive to New York the next day. What was she looking to buy in New York?
Racehorse.
Horse shopping. Yes.
She was like,
Man,
horse
dude, I'm
shopping.
nailing it.
Yes. Not a racehorse. She called it a draft horse. I don't even know the
Okay.
terms.
I don't know what a draft
Well,
She
is.
just
there's
wanted
like
a horse
drift
for
cars.
other horse to fucking play with.
But yes, it's a play date for the horse you already
But
have.
is it like drafting in NASCAR when you get behind
No,
another car
and
and
I
you
may
grip
have,
out
I
from
may have got
around
the
them?
term right, but I think it's just the horses that you can just ride and hang out with. But I go, well, they don't have those in Wyoming because it's actually cheaper, believe it or not, to get one in New York. I go, well, look, I have no clue what does a horse cost.
Yeah, can we guess?
What's a horse running you?
So she said, well, the one I had bought 15 years ago got a great deal on it. It's not a racehorse, by the way, so it's not going to make you any money. $30,000.
Jeez.
God.
She goes, now it's going to go for 50,000. Then I'm like, well, you got to still get it to Wyoming, so that's got to cost something.
She should have had Joe put her in touch with the Leatherberries.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
ride
mentioned
it
King
back.
Leatherberry. She
Yeah.
didn't know, but like she got my name and information and
To do what with?
Just to Google me. She was interested in what I do.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a gig at the ranch.
If I ever
Like,
need anybody to park
Yeah.
cars at one of my
Yeah.
gatherings,
You didn't get her name?
I never
It
did.
was a mistake.
Big mistake.
that needs
Yeah.
to be your next
I
love.
fucked that up.
I don't care
Yeah.
if she's a 3. You
Yeah.
ride that
No,
shit
she
until
was-
she dies.
She was actually good looking. Yeah.
Why
even
didn't
better.
you say let's keep in touch?
I don't know.
You be friends with somebody. You know me,
Yeah.
I try to make
You're right. I fucked up.
I try to make rich friends. You don't
Yeah.
have rich friends. I
Yeah.
just went
Yeah.
to their
I
wedding.
try and meet 1 millionaire a year.
Yeah, I
do
just
everything I can.
I should have.
I want nothing to do with you poors anymore. This is the year 2024 where the only people we associate with are super wealthy. It's time we started narrowing our
Okay.
circle to the really wealthy.
all right, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, let's just close
Well,
out chat
let's
right
get rid
now.
of
Tommy,
these
Eric, you
chats.
guys are
going.
A lot of, I don't see a lot of
Sean, you
billionaires
can still
there.
hang
Sean,
right
you
now.
can still hang.
Ariel, you can hang forever.
Ariel can hang.
By
because
the way,
she's wealthy and
Ariel, if
beauty.
anybody wants to do in our new
you wanna get
YouTube
into that?
series, yes.
Let's get into it. You have
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yes.
Recap your idea. I believe it's called Meet the Agenda.
Yeah, just meet the fans of the show, do a little quick 5-minute YouTube video, like 10 questions, easy questions about
Okay.
the people on the show, and then we'll put it out like a bunch of 5-portion 60-second shorts.
Yeah, we're gonna chop them up into
Yeah,
shorts. We'll put them on
exactly.
the YouTube page at DLP Agenda. If you're
Mhm.
listening to this, if you're streaming it right now, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Got a bunch of our friends in chat. You wrote down a bunch of questions. I have a block. You have
Yeah.
some, Joe. We'll
Mhm.
kind of
we'll mix it
mix
up.
and
They'll
mingle.
be different every time, but
yes, some serious, some funny, some out of nowhere.
sure.
Yeah. So we're thinking Ariel,
Yes.
who's pretty much as OG as we get.
Sure.
She should be subject 1.
Number 1. So let's hit me up, Ariel, and then we'll
How do you
get your
envision doing
Zoom.
it? I was gonna say Zoom.
Do it on Zoom,
Okay.
and then we'll video record it.
Perfect.
And then
You can
chop
do
it
a
up.
batch. I'll do a batch.
Yeah.
Joe will
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
batch of
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Okay. All
And
right.
we'll get Mac Bergson, and then it's just for fun. I like the kind of questions. Like, I don't think this is one, but like, who would you most like to, drive cross country with, or whatever?
Yeah.
Just that's not one of the questions, but you know what I mean, or least like to, something like that.
Do you have
So,
any of the ones that you wrote pulled up, or do we want to even call our shot on?
I don't know,
these?
Joe. Do we want to say them, or do
do
you
we
want to
get-
save them? We don't want people thinking of their answers.
Yeah, no, let's save them, right?
Because we
want
have
to
so
be
many, they don't know what
impromptu.
they're going to be asked. I mean, there's going to
Right.
be quite a bit that I think if you read a couple,
It's supposed to be fun, though. We don't want you to stress about it.
Here,
No
I'll-
stress.
yeah.
No, we want a real answer, guys.
Yes,
Don't be
yeah,
fucking
I
don't-
around.
yeah.
want you to worry quite a bit.
Don't worry about
said-
offending us.
Like here's one. Yeah, real quick. Here's some basic ones.
Yeah.
Of the DLP agenda members, who quits the show first and why?
Good. Okay.
Another one.
Joe
Here.
Death.
Okay,
Yeah.
most likely. Yeah, the
Right.
Grim Reaper comes for you. Justin just disappears into the forest. As I like to say, a
Sure.
hunter finds a horrifying corpse
Yeah.
clutching the ground. What additional Patreon perks would you like added?
Okay.
You already
So that's
are
an actual-
Patreon
right,
members.
right.
What would you like
Mhm.
to have added to your Patreon benefits? Because we're always looking to continue to reward you.
Okay.
Which, by the way, listen to the new Patreon
Mhm.
if you get a chance to, whenever it's up. That we're streaming this live right now, but in the next day or so, there's going to be a new all together.
Mhm.
We're hanging out. Shoemake, buddy. I know you've been waiting for an event. If you listen to the new Dork Dynasty, also on the
Yes.
DLP Patreon paywall, we get into this pretty hard, and we've decided we're going to do it with the help of a friend,
Mhm.
Dave Dennis. Then I got some silly ones in here. I won't get into those. I don't want to show my entire hand, but you wrote some good ones. Joe, you whipped up some ones as well, which are basically roasting all of us. I did add, if you could add any fourth member to the show that is a gay black female, because it is about the whitest, most middle-aged, straightest product out there right now.
Oh, check out the
Add a
new
little
South
flavor.
Park if you haven't seen the new South Park yet, for sure.
Everyone I've
yes.
talked to absolutely loves
Matter
it.
of fact, before I saw it, Tommy Simbazo says you have to see the new South Park.
Okay.
We watch it; it's great. Only one person.
They did a Variety article
Oh,
about
really?
the fucking genius.
Oh,
of
they
this
did?
and about what Disney is going through, which is what they're being skewered
Mhm.
by. They're saying it's one of the most scathing bits of modern media satire. It's the name of the title. The title of the South Park is called "Into the Panderverse."
This is the easiest question in the world. It's the easiest question in the world. Who hated it?
That would be Robby.
Robbie
That's
Robinson.
right. Robbie
'Cause he
hated it.
couldn't finish it.
He couldn't get through it.
Now, I don't really watch cartoons, so but I have to watch
Can I
this.
tell you what Rob told me? This is going to blow you away.
Okay.
Okay. Rob, I don't even know how we got into it, but Rob,
We were in the car, you, me, and Katie. That's all
yeah,
I
but we were
remember.
actually discussing a comic strip. Oh, I know, because we had a question regarding Bloom County, which
Hey,
is a
Real quick question, or not a question, a request in the chat. Tom, you mind shutting the fuck up, Tom? We could just do that. Don't even get that ball rolling. Tom's in there right now trying to, yeah, Tom, because immediately some people are not going to not know Tom's joking.
yes,
Yeah.
of course.
We'll get
So-
you on the meet the agenda. Tom.
So
Yeah.
Rob does not like comic strips.
Okay.
Why?
Well,
You don't like comic strips.
I don't think comic strips. I think
Comics?
it's a broader, yes.
Comic strips is specifically what you said you didn't like, and the reason that
Yes,
you
but
didn't
it's
like
more
that.
comic books.
Okay.
But
Okay,
yes,
because I think comic strips. I think
Okay.
newspaper.
Yes.
Either one. Let's
Comic
books and-
books.
Okay.
A comic
you
book,
may be right, Howard, but
Okay. Either way.
A
Either way,
comic
it
book is
doesn't
a complete story for
Yeah.
the most part with some continuations. A comic strip, I'd understand.
For the
Mhm.
question
3
here,
panels.
none of it
It doesn't matter.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Either-
important. It
Yes.
applies to both. Why doesn't
Yeah.
Rob like comic strips or comic books? Why?
Doesn't like art.
No, not
No,
that.
doesn't like reading.
Robbie, you have a guess?
He doesn't like reading out of the bubbles.
No, he's fine with the
Well,
bubbles.
Okay.
that does annoy me though.
I don't know. It's the font's too small.
Hey,
What?
doesn't know how to read them.
But that makes sense to me.
He doesn't know how. He doesn't
I
know
don't
the
know which
order.
order.
He
Oh, the
doesn't know
order.
how to. He doesn't know the direction that they
Pretty
go.
left to right.
Well, no, sometimes
part.
there's a box. There's a four.
Sometimes some
And
Marvel
I don't know how to go
comics-
this way, this way, this way,
Now,
this way, this way, this
At the
way.
age of 50 or however he is, sorry, Rob, he hasn't been able to figure it out.
Well, I haven't tried in like 25 years.
Give it
To
a
your
shot.
credit, Rob's credit,
Yeah.
there are some comics I've looked at before that I have to decipher the page for a second.
Mhm.
It's not a clean left to right,
Right.
drop down, left to right. There's a huge like crooked panel in the middle,
That's
and there'll be a page or two. It happens more often than you
not
think.
for when Rob was a kid.
No.
Yeah.
I mean-
when he would have encountered his first.
But I don't see how that has connective tissue with South Park, which is just animated.
It does.
It doesn't.
Well,
It
that's
doesn't.
another reason I don't. But I don't. My Todd Moore just got engaged, by the way, former roommate, good friend. It always bother him that I didn't watch cartoons. I'm not saying they're not good. I just
never grabbed you.
yeah, it's not so.
Like I
don't
get
know,
why
it's
people
okay.
like the World Series of Poker. I
Yeah.
never watched 10 minutes.
Right.
But it's not because I I think this sucks. It's not for me.
No, I got it. That's
But
a
But
lot
every time
different.
someone showed me like a comic strip in the newspaper, I have to figure out what's going on in the picture. I can't read
It
emojis.
doesn't.
I never understand.
But
I
you're
just I
also
just
smart.
fake laugh.
But you're also smart.
But I also can't read emojis. Like I
Well,
don't know what that.
well, not
I
understanding
don't know what that
it is different.
means.
But
Is
if
that
somebody
a smirk, are you crying? Are
but
you
if
laughing?
someone
Are you angry?
explained it to you, you then would know. The comic strip and the by the way, the comic strip reads just like you would read words in a book.
But then I have to decipher what's going on in the picture.
Mhm,
I'm
it's
telling
true.
you, I don't get it right away. Then I just give up and I fake laugh.
Do you know the Japanese ones are right to left and up and down?
See,
You have to completely learn a new
Hey,
way.
maybe he was only reading Japanese.
Maybe that's
Son
it.
of a bitch, you
Yes.
were reading
I
manga.
like comic books. Look cool to me. I would like to like them.
Well,
and then-
you've missed that window. It's
Why?
closed.
Why have
at
I
this
missed
point.
it?
You can't start reading comic
Why
books
not?
now.
It's like reading a book.
You
I
can
don't-
start reading them now, but I wouldn't do it anywhere near like a park. Just,
yeah,
just
you're
I
gotta
can't
kidding.
start reading comic books.
I can't read this in a
got-
playground.
Well, then can I
I-
start watching South Park?
Absolutely
do think-
not.
They don't have adult comic books.
Nah, do they?
All my
Oh,
friends don't read comic
fuck.
books.
True.
Yeah, they do.
Well, yeah, they
Yeah,
got super adult
I mean,
ones.
one of the hottest shows on Amazon right now, The Boys, is a
Oh
comic.
yeah, no, like a
That
graphic
came-
novel.
yes, which is a graphic
Right.
novel is a thicker comic. But this episode of South Park, cartoons, no cartoons, it is some of the most biting satire where people are starting to push against what they're doing in a lot of.
Well, I like that.
it-
Robbie,
yeah.
what's your issue with it?
No, I love parody, and I love that they were attacking Disney, but I just didn't think it was that clever.
Dude, with the one part, okay, they're attacking
Okay.
Disney's tendency to just make every character a female and say, "Hey, look what I've done."
Right.
Hulk has been replaced by She-Hulk. These are all Avengers stuff that Hawkeye,
Mhm.
the Boner, has now been replaced by Kate Bishop. Iron Man has been replaced by Iron Heart. Black Panther is now Shuri, his sister.
Sure.
I mean, literally everyone
It's embarrassing.
has been replaced just by,
Yes.
instead of being creative and
Just
coming up with a
make
new
new
character,
characters, yes.
or grab from the thousands of
Put a
comic book
chick in
characters.
it and make her gay and lame.
That's the whole theme of the thing.
That's what Cartman
Dude,
kept
the
saying.
one
Yes.
part where they visited the alternate universe and Butter's mom walks in and he goes, "Hey, Dad," and they just stare at each other for a second. I'm like, dude, that is really, really biting.
They went. So you know what the multiverse is?
In comment in like
in the
it's the
comics
idea
and the
that there are
movies.
other
Yes.
universes
Yes.
that mirror yours, but there's just something slightly or even sometimes overtly different in the other one. So that's what was happening. They were combining the multiverse with all this agenda and pandering to
They
all
recast all
Yeah.
4 of the boys.
They were all
So-
black
yeah.
women except for I think
Um,
Kenny was Asian, right?
Like,
An
it's a
Asian.
sassy
They were
Asian
all
woman.
girls.
Yeah,
Eric Woodworth says, welcome to the chat, Eric. Diverse, die-laughing agenda with Roberta Merritt, Justina Schlegel, and Josephine Robinson.
that's what this was about.
Yes.
And it was very biting
Could
on
happen.
both sides. It's a great thing that Matt Stone and Trey Parker do is they hit it in each direction, because you could tell on this, they also gave the fan bases of stuff, Disney projects, Marvel,
Mhm,
Star Wars.
mhm.
They also gave those fans shit because they can never be happy.
Oh, right.
No matter what they do, that they're trying to do something new to satiate them, and they can never be happy. But then they're never happy because the decisions you make are so bad. It's just this Ouroboros
Yeah.
eating its tail.
They said, they go, we keep making the same movie over and over again and nobody likes it.
You didn't hear the story yet, Justin, but sounds like the greatest wedding of all time, Joe.
Oh my God. So you're going to love it. This is more Justin.
Oh,
than
my
me.
God.
Can we say the name?
Yeah, sure. No,
This is the
it's,
Minzer
yes,
wedding.
That
We've
was
been
like
waiting for it.
2021.
Yeah, he's in the background rolling her eyes.
Hell yeah.
2021 friend, Jason Minzer.
Congratulations, you guys, by the
Jason
way.
and Kate.
When I met him, right, he was dating and now he's married.
Mhm.
That's how far along he's
Lock
come.
down them gazungas.
Our little baby boys. He's all grows up.
Look
But
at him.
that matter of fact, that was said in the best man speech,
She better
which
get
is
started on
what
that
we're going to
laundry.
discuss right now. Because first of all, the maid of honor speech went first.
Okay.
Okay.
As
You know how
it
that works,
usually
right?
goes.
And after she finished, the bride's brother is sitting. So I'm at the head table because my wife's in the wedding.
Okay.
Okay. The bride and groom are, if across from me is Rob, the bride and groom are right there would be to Rob's left.
Got it.
Okay. To Rob's
Right.
right is, well, when I'm facing
Yes.
Rob's right is her brother and her brother's wife. Okay. The maid of honor gives her speech. It's adorable. It's funny. It's
Can
cute.
we have them guess?
As soon as it's over, as soon as she says to the bride and groom, what does the bride's brother do?
Robbie, chime in too.
Booze.
Robbie?
I don't know.
Does he too? The what's the bit from Community with God, what's the comedian's name? The Asian guy.
Oh yeah, gay.
Okay.
He does
fart?
Yes.
goes,
No.
Now listen.
No.
She goes, I've never been happier for anyone in my entire life. So let's now at this time, let's raise our glasses to this great couple for a long life together and many, many more days just like this, to the bride and groom.
But he
Okay,
actually farts.
But a real
But
fart.
he actually
He lifts up his
farts.
leg and he farts. Okay. So I
Jesus, what
fucking-
a
How many people
king.
know this happened?
What a king.
2 people know what happened.
Okay.
It's his wife
Yeah.
and me.
And
Okay.
now a
And-
lot more people know.
And I
Oh,
am,
no.
I love it. Okay.
I'm in heaven.
And
Eric
the
is
wife,
loving it. I'm
and the
sure.
wife wants to fucking murder this guy.
Oh, yeah.
She wants to murder him. So, but the bride and groom, they don't,
So he prefers your reaction.
yeah. By the way, this guy dead ringer for Zelensky. He looks
Jesus.
exactly like dead ringer. I thought Zelensky
Okay,
was
This
there.
is for Ukraine.
Hey, Larry Hogan was there. I'm like, that's the second most famous
Yeah.
guy here. Zelensky's at the head table.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Olive drab shirt.
so then the best man gets up. Shout out Teddy. He gives great speech.
Awesome.
Funny. Everybody laughs. At the end, raise your glasses. Again.
farts.
Farts
On
again.
right on command.
On
on
cue.
It's impressive.
Okay, I'm fucking doing
I'm crying.
spin kicks.
I'm
crying, laughing.
ready to run through a wall. I'm laughing so hard.
The wife is like fucking her face. She looks like Hellboy. She's so fucking furious.
It's like me
Okay.
after a
She
blue
looks
chew.
Yes,
like
that's right.
Hellboy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
She
show
is
title.
Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yes, she looks like Hellboy. show
she is
title.
furious. I think he started to realize, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. She fucking storms off. They're fucking
No.
for real.
Okay,
You have
how-
to do
you
it
know-
one more time, then it's funny.
How
There-
audible? Yeah, it
Yeah.
plays in threes. The
Yes.
third time brings her back. Like
Yeah.
how audible? How far away? Because you said it was just
Uh,
her and you that knew.
So it
Could
was.
the bride and groom have heard?
I think they clearly could have, but they didn't, because after it was over, they went off and I went and I'm fucking crying, laughing. I walk in, all the grooms and everybody are standing there. I go, hey, let me tell you what happened. And I tell the whole story.
You
and
have to tell.
And I look through the window and those two are in there and they are fucking fighting.
Like screaming at each
Oh,
other.
there is a no. Only one is screaming.
Oh, so he's
Yeah.
just taking
Oh,
it and
he
she's
is a
giving
fucking taking it.
It. Eric
Yeah.
writes in there. He says, Jeremy did the best man speech at my wedding
What?
and did an impression of Neil from the show Young Ones, great old British BBC show, that ended with him, Jeremy Woodward, saying, and I quote, "May your seed grow strong in the belly of your woman."
Oh my
Hey,
god.
for all the things Jeremy could have said, I'd have taken that.
That's
Yeah.
about a
Coulda-
3
yeah.
out of 10 on the
right.
stuff that he could have said.
Why
So-
the hell would you pick Jeremy, even if he was your brother and you
I
loved
think
him?
that's
you-
why.
too.
Eric
but
really
you-
loves Jeremy.
Yeah, but you
realize
can't
that.
have him get
Had
up there.
to.
And
Eric
talk.
believes in Jeremy.
I want anybody to believe in me as much
Yeah.
as Eric believes.
I'd
in
go up to him
Jeremy.
and I'd
It's
say, "Hey,
adorable.
Jeremy, I love you. You're my
Smooth
brother,
Jeremy.
but I can't risk what you might do."
All right,
it's
but
like, we
I want
can't-
to. I want to get back to the. Hold on. Did you have?
I was just going to say, we don't trust Jeremy enough to have an event where his
right.
movie is going to be featured. He's not
Yeah,
allowed at an
true,
event. If you
yes.
listen to the new Patreon
It's
episode,
out right now.
if
yeah.
you're a Patreon member, $50 members, you're going to get an invite to a new event featuring Jeremy's material and my own brothers that they're not allowed to come to. So he rips off two shits.
What's
you
the
go-
angle? What's the point? Like clearly, like the speeches were
hilarity,
good,
hilarity.
right?
The
But
speeches were great.
good.
The speeches were great.
But why not just take the mic yourself and fart into it? I mean, is it?
There's something I like to say.
Yeah.
Hold the phone,
Yeah.
the mic up to the thing.
I mean, if you're really trying to get a
Fart into it.
laugh,
Go for it.
Yeah.
Send it or don't.
Yeah.
Now,
Maybe
when you told the party, by the way, I'm going to guess that the reaction was divided.
no, everybody, because I only
all
told
laughed?
the men. The men were
Okay,
all
so you
cool.
only
did you
told
tell
the
Larry
guys.
Hogan, former governor?
That's
of
what I'm
Maryland?
saying. Yes, imagine. That's probably why I didn't get on the mic.
Yeah.
Former Governor Larry Hogan was at this. Was at this
You didn't tell?
wedding.
Did you talk to Larry Hogan?
I did. I didn't talk to Larry Hogan.
Yeah. Well, you're getting mad at me about not, with the rich girl on the plane.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking-
What was I going to
He could be-
say?
He could be president one day.
You know,
He
Larry
could not.
Hogan,
Don't tell him about grapes.
Hogan came on our radio show once towards the middle of quarantine and said that he kept a liquor stores open for me.
Yeah, I heard that.
Nice.
I
it
remember
was a
that.
fucking legendary
That's
moment. For
awesome.
about a day,
Good
I
for
was a
him,
hero. One of
Yeah.
my favorite viral videos. It's the guy in the Costco that gets the employee phone on the wall and he takes it off and farts into it,
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
echoes through the store. I almost crashed my car.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Zelensky, he was sitting there after he had done it, and he didn't. He wasn't really kind of like. Now he was a little drunk, obviously.
Sure.
So this is post argument. He's back.
And
in
how
it.
old
no,
is this
no.
guy roughly?
He's probably 38, 39, 40,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, but he looks kind of glum.
Wow.
Okay. This is after his wife had already stormed off. It was before I went and said, "Oh my God, you guys aren't going to believe it. Look through there." And they're fighting. And he looked kind of glum. He goes, "Oh man, I hope my parents didn't hear that."
Are you friends with him at all, or you just met him that night?
No, I only met him that night. And I also, the wife.
Because I think it sounds like, hey, new friend
Oh, no.
2024.
This
Yeah.
guy was
Get him on the docket.
Yeah,
He was right up my
He'll
alley.
be our human sound effects boy.
exactly. Yeah.
No, he was right up my alley. But I will say this: his wife was sitting next to me at the rehearsal dinner.
Were they rich?
I don't know.
Get the fuck out.
So his wife was sitting next to me, and I go, "Oh my God, I forgot to say hi to you." And I never met her before. I thought she was somebody else.
You went up to her, hey, I fart too.
Hey, we all fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely thought she was somebody else. So she already didn't like me, right? Because by the way, it's not that I didn't remember. It's that I never met you. Why are you mad?
Yeah, don't be mad. I don't know
Right.
who you are.
But I think
Wha-
she was upset
You're
about
not
it.
that.
How
important.
much money that for the rest of your life, whenever you hear a speech at the end of it, you fart, you can't control it.
Me?
Yeah.
How much does somebody have to pay me?
Live or on TV or movie.
I thought for justice, like how much does he have to pay?
Yeah, I mean, what do you got in
No,
your
no.
wallet? I mean,
Well,
yeah.
no, because sometimes you go to like important, like retirement meetings or something.
Oh,
at
dude, I
work.
just did the Maryland
Yes.
Works Award Show on Monday where people gave speeches
Right.
about
It's a lot of farting.
men and women with
Yeah.
special needs
Right.
excelling in professional communities.
It's a lot of money.
And then finally at the very end,
Yeah.
and this is why James Stilson is the Giant Employee of the Year. No, no.
I just loved your speech.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I won't forget that speech.
I know in certain Asian cultures, it's polite to burp right after a meal. I've
It's-
heard that.
You're
Yeah.
close. It's polite to fart as you come. It's polite.
Is that it?
It lets a
Almost
woman
that.
Oh,
know.
it's way
Yeah.
off.
It's
Oh.
yeah, you're
No.
close. It just lets them know, this I enjoyed this, and I hope we have a baby.
Now, I also got myself in some trouble, and I don't know if Katie's nearby, but okay. So we have a friend, Jack. Jack plays trivia with us on Monday.
Yeah,
Shout out, Jack.
Nominated.
He's awesome.
Mhm.
Anyway, he's also a good dancer.
Yeah, didn't
Right?
see that coming.
So, and people are always like, "Oh, Jack's a good dancer." You never know if some white guy's a good dancer. You just assume they're not, right?
Yeah. But when someone makes a point to say that a white guy is a good dancer,
Yeah, they're a good
I'm
dancer.
thinking he's
They're
a
a
good
damn good dancer.
So
Yeah.
here's the deal: he is a good dancer. Yeah, he also likes to dance. That's
Yeah.
a big deal because
You gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah, you're
Gotta
right.
like it.
Sure.
So anyway,
I'm 0 for 2 there.
So the girl who gave the maid of honor, her husband is also a good dancer. Okay. I didn't know that. Tell me if I should have gotten in trouble for this because I did.
Okay.
Katie comes to me and she says, "Hey, oh my God, Travis is a really good dancer." Okay. I go out on the dance floor and I said, "Hey, Jack, I heard Travis is a better dancer than you." Is that bad? Is that horrible? Is that bad?
It does seem like a Joe thing to do.
That's a
Yeah.
very Joe
Yeah.
way to put it. Yeah, you definitely pitted. You created competition
Yeah.
where there should be none.
Yeah.
Can we have a dance off? Is that?
Yeah, that's something that those guys.
Do you know
need
who
to do.
loves to dance and is not good at it? Me.
No, that's not true.
I can't
No,
dance,
you-
and I love.
No,
to do
I
it.
know you
Good
can
at it.
dance.
I
I
can't
remember
dance.
because I remember when you
No,
used
you-
to spin around.
I
You do that thing
can't
where you
dance,
where you
Justin.
turn your head and then spin. Like you know how to dance.
That was 30 pounds ago. No.
Okay.
I can perform
Mhm.
and make a bit of a spectacle. But there's times that I really like. I'm feeling the music. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
listening to Duck Sauce, Barbra Streisand. If you know,
Mhm.
you know. And I'm out there and I'm feeling it. And from a distance, like, oh, that guy is in the middle of a seizure. That's not
I'll say this.
got a fucking wooden spoon in his mouth.
Katie's a good dancer. I'm not, but if
I thought we danced like we're great at your wedding, but then
I can do it.
dance like you've never come and no one's farting.
speaking again on farting, Eric says, "Oh, Justin, last time I was at 98 Rock, I take the elevator down alone, rip a large stinky one. It stops on floor 2.
Oh no!
Someone from TV had a bad trip with me. Pure soul.
You're in our commercial.
Oh,
The
man.
commercial that's playing on loop in the studios in the hallways.
Here's the other thing.
They know who
You're
you
going
are.
to be outside in 30 seconds.
If
God
Eric's around
damn.
and someone farted, you're going to assume it was him,
You're
right?
gonna just look
100%.
around and go, it's definitely
Yeah.
the guy over there who looks
Yeah.
like he gives good hugs. That's definitely him. Yeah, no one's gonna blame that on like Ava Marie.
No.
So I want to say one more thing before I know we got to roll.
we're gonna
here
wrap up
soon.
in a
Yeah. So my wife's friend, she's my friend too, Kristen.
Mhm.
She has a video that's out right now. By the way, there are going to be people I'm going to describe. And they go, "Oh, I've seen that." Okay.
Yeah.
She there's a package that's on her front porch, and her son, he looks like I think he's 4 years old. He slips on it and falls. Okay.
He dies.
She goes, no.
Oh, sorry.
She goes, it's a viral. Yes.
Now
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
laughing.
everyone's laughing. So she slips on it, and he goes, "Oh, you didn't see that?" She slips on the same package. Okay.
Nice.
How many views? Now, this was as of
This
yesterday.
is on TikTok.
2 million.
17.3 million views.
Unbelievable.
Barstool reshared it. And then another thing, Katie told me the other thing of it. What do we got to do?
It's
Fall down.
man. We gotta fall.
I fall at least
Okay,
once a
I'm
year.
trying to find this video. Mudge's coworker tripped and fell picking up. I'm trying to find it. Basically, same thing. She's walking out. She's got some security camera looking down. She trips. She falls. She looks like she's sliding in the second.
Okay.
And the gimmick of it is not that she fell. She rolls over and just goes, "Oh,
Nice.
just take me, God.
okay.
Just
Okay.
take me." Because you
Okay.
hear a neighbor laughing. She's going on America's Funniest Home Video.
Is that still around?
It's all viral videos now. There's no like actual there's no VHSs anymore.
Of course. Not.
Everybody can immediately submit with their phone. They're in a renaissance right now.
They
They've
are.
never had more access to funny, screwed up home videos. She's like in the running for whatever that prize is. What was it, $20,000?
I put a
$25,000?
video, stand-up video with me and Keckner from Colorado on TikTok, and I said, this is fucking good shit, man. It touches on some celebrity
You got
shit.
some celebrities there. It's funny,
just
right?
kinda- and then nothing.
5
enough.
750
I'm
views.
telling you,
And,
dude,
like, I don't fucking
you
understand it.
cannot plan to go viral. That's what
No.
it makes
Yeah.
me want to pull my hair out when I
God.
hear them say that. I love where I work, but I hear too many people in corporate positions go, you know what we should do for your show? This was an actual pitch. You know what we should do for your show? We should do a viral video.
Yeah, we
I'm
should.
like, you can't
Did you go,
fucking
yeah.
You know,
we
you
should. Let's do it.
Hey, when you buy a lottery ticket, you should buy a winning
Hey,
lottery ticket.
we should buy winning Powerball.
There we go.
Great
Huh?
point.
You
We
know
should
how
go on
you
the
keep
Wheel of
buying
Fortune
losing.
and win.
Yeah.
You can't go viral. Do you know the origin of the success of Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer's Two Bears, One Cup, the Kool-Aid video? The most viewed thing they've ever. It's like 20 million videos where Bert Kreischer looks over at Tom Segura, who's pouring a coffee out of a thermos. Then you have Segura look back at Kreischer and go, well, what's in yours? And he's like, what do you think? Kool-Aid. And Kreischer starts to laugh at Segura laughing at him, and then they share the Kool-Aid, and they're literally
remember
just
that,
laughing at Bert Kreischer bringing
so
a
ridiculous.
Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
It
That's it.
fucking goes to the moon.
Well, because you can tell that it's actual.
It's
real
an actual
moment.
thing.
Yeah.
And it's real.
Yeah.
That
Anytime
matters.
you try and
Yeah.
make a viral video, it's not
Yeah.
gonna happen. And I've seen some jive out there. They've
Yeah.
tried to
But here's the
manufacture
other
that
thing.
stuff.
What does it get you?
It gets you eyes on an
Well, get
existing
us- for
product
us.
that if the product exists, then it can turn into a thing. Do we all remember Paul Blart, the farting mall cop?
Yeah.
No.
We had the guy on the air before. He had his 15 minutes where he was filming himself.
Heard he was at a wedding this past weekend.
The guy
Is that
was-
right?
Yeah. He was-
Does it look like Zelensky?
He looks exactly like Zelensky,
Yeah.
and he farts in these hallway bathrooms in malls, and he got fired because of it. And the story went viral.
Cancel culture.
And that's it. He was shut down. All right. He was right wing.
Yeah.
And the guy had his moment, and he did a 6-month tour. Nobody came to it. And I think the guy now works as a security guard again. But if you got a product like this ready for people to discover,
Guess who?
Look at this body of work.
Guess who contacted Kristen today?
who?
CNN.
Jesus.
Jesus.
What are they going to talk? What's the question?
So, how did it
Yeah,
feel when you
so
fell?
you fell.
Yeah. Well, you know that whole
Yeah.
Israel thing's cooling off. So, anyways, this woman slips and
Jeez.
breaks her ass on the cement. You know, there's some shit popping off elsewhere, CNN. Leave that to the
You know-
BuzzFeeds of the
They-
world.
they're
I
probably
know
not good
that
for
this is-
anymore.
Yeah.
I think
They
she's
can't handle that.
25 years old now,
Mhm.
but Mickey Coachella's daughter was the one saying the
She was
monster.
on Ellen.
She went on Ellen.
She
Yeah.
blew up.
God.
She
I have
exploded.
a video from the office trivia that was a great organic crowd moment that I know killed in the moment. I know it's hilarious, and I'm going to post the video. And I know it's going to do nothing.
You need Matt
So-
Rife to.
Well, I do.
repost
We
it.
always ask this question: raise your hand if you would hire Todd Packer at your job. And there's always easy things to get laughed at. This woman's raised her hand. She goes, "I'm a zookeeper." She goes, "I fly birds." I say, "You don't fly birds. Birds fly themselves." You know, huge laugh. Impress me, fly a tiger. Great place goes crazy. If I put it up on something,
No.
they'll get 15 fucking views.
Mhm.
It'll get nothing.
Nothing.
It will get
Nothing.
nothing.
But hey,
Nothing
before we
at
go,
all.
thank you to Kelsey, Social Color and Lounge, does my hair, does
Yes.
the color.
I know she
you
had a
know
good
her.
haircut
Thank-
yesterday.
I
yes.
think I might have recommended her from social. She does a
Yes.
hell of a dye job.
I need it.
She's awesome. I remember the
Yes.
faux hawk. Remember your favorite
Mhm.
haircut of mine?
Oh yeah.
Kelsey did that.
Yeah.
She did the faux hawk. It was just a lot of upkeep. Also, fun DLP announcement. Go to listen to the Patreon. New episode is up. It's hysterical. We're going to do another event. Dave Dennis has kindly offered his place to us. We'll pick a date for the DLP Brotherly Film and Music Festival. It'll make sense when you listen to the
Huge
Patreon.
event.
We are going to be moving this studio
Oh yeah.
to a new location downstairs,
2 floors below.
2 floors beneath. Lighting rigs. We're going to have backdrops. We're going to have audio video capability. We're going to be getting all kinds of new cameras and stuff.
Mhm.
So enjoy what you see in front of you now. We get it. This looks a little patchwork and fly by night. And I think
We're
the
taking
key
steps.
anchor of this, I think the centerpiece, the rug that ties the room together. Sorry, Robby, that's a you know what reference. The table.
That's right. We have a shout out 2022 friend. Is it 2022 friend?
Was he your official friend of
Tim, maybe it was
2022?
2023. Maybe it was this year. Tim.
Yeah.
Tim. He's a woodworker.
Hell yeah.
He has
Shout out.
He has skills we don't have.
It's
at
called
all.
Gray Street Woodworks. That's his
Okay.
company.
I want a Gray Street Woodworks handcrafted by Tim DLP Studios desk.
That's what we've asked
A big,
for.
Beautiful.
That's what we've
desk.
asked for. We're finding out what the price tag is on it before we pull the trigger.
Subscribe to that Patreon if you
Yes.
haven't already.
Yes.
$5
Yeah.
become 10, 10 become
But
20,
you know
20 and 50.
He said, "How would you like your logo inlaid in the table?" I said, "We would like that."
I would like that a
Yes.
lot.
Yeah.
Right.
I
we
like
we
it.
were going to use a magic marker.
Yeah,
Sharpie.
yeah.
And luckily, you live with a woman who I don't know why she's never got into the career of home stager, because she
Oh, I know,
might
man.
be the Rory
Yeah.
McIlroy of it.
Right.
But Katie is currently helping research and build all of the items or
Every
gather the
studio,
items.
every picture of every studio, I'm like, any
love
of these
that.
will work.
Yes.
I
Everyone
love
is
that
fine,
one.
right?
But yeah, we're thinking before the end of the year, we are probably going to migrate down into the official DLP Studios. This room can become a guest bedroom again, an office, what have you. But yes, we understand that this thing looks like a very grassroots, we'll say, podcast for now. Thank you to Randolph Rice Murthabasaurus, who got that big, beautiful Stefan repeat behind us.
We're playing golf on Friday.
Yes, we are. And next Tuesday,
We'll have stories.
we will have stories for. We appreciate it. This has been the DLP Agenda.